welcome to Not Long Arm Wednesday. We thought we'd do something a little bit different. We'd use all Know Me here to quilt up a quilt. So as you all know, we did this panel on the weekend project, this lovely purple panel that we blocked out with some strips and then bordered it up and had some fun. So I have pinned it. I have safety pinned it as a sandwich for this project. And I've just, went from the center and went out, and I've got this lovely marble wide back, though it doesn't really matter, but it was a chunk of wide back for the back, okay? It's a very beautiful marbly kind of gray color there. So, and I have gray thread here in the top and the bottom, and I'm just gonna have some fun, okay? So this is actually my first time putting a quilt together with a walking foot. So it's been very fun. I put a little sample thingy together. I'm like, oh, this is a lot of fun. Why haven't I used this before? Silly me. Sometimes you just get a machine and you get in a routine and you just don't think about grabbing another foot to use. So why not? Be a little adventurous, grab a foot you haven't used from your machine yet and figure out what you got to do with it. So what I did do, I want to add a lot of curved lines here. That's what I'm doing with the walking foot. I'm making sure that my bottom, my batting, and my top as a complete sandwich is going to move as one through the machine as it goes. And that's what this does right here, okay? So it's just kind of do, and you will see it as it goes along, okay? So I really like these strips right here, and I didn't really want to do any curvy lines in between them, these strips right here. So I only just did one strip here on the inside and then another strip here on the inside, just following on the purple because I have the gray thread, and actually it looks like a light purple on here. So, and then I'd like to do the same over on this side, though you are going to see a bit of the gray thread here. That, to me, that doesn't really matter. I'm going to do it. I just kind of want these to stay down. And then in these sections here, here, and here, and here, and here, like up here, and of course the bottom, I'm going to do a little nice curve. Just a nice sweepy curve, nothing too exciting, and try and make it a nice straight line as possible. It's a curvy line, but you know what I mean, point A to B. And fill it in, okay? So, yay, very excited about this. Okay, so I've already done that one down there, so let's start back there again. And I find it easier if you've got a nice big space, table to work with. And then if you roll the excess that you're not using, kind of up a little bit. Sometimes you can put a little safety pin in there or use a little clamp or some of your big clips or something like that. And then I'm just going to do a line on this side and a line on this side. And then we'll do a line up here and a line up there and a line up there. And then I'll show you what I'm kind of doing in this space here. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So first we got to get it under the machine. And then we do a little roll. Okay. And that's just to help to accommodate the bulk of the fabric in this throat space here, okay? Some have really tiny throat spaces, so you gotta really get snug as a bug in a rug. So, unfortunately, I may be blocking the small camera every now and again, and I apologize, but that's just the way it's gotta go. And that's why we do the quilts on the wall. So you can see everything. And you just work from one position to the other. I really wasn't back stitching, and I'm letting the feed dogs, like the walking foot, do the work. I'm just helping guide it. I'm not pushing it, I'm not shoving it. I'm just giving it the proper guidance it needs, okay? So, and the stitches, it automatically changed itself to mine to 3.5. So I thought, okay, I'm not gonna argue with it. It knows best. Okay, and just hugging that black line, but still staying on the pink, purple. I'll get to it. Pink, purple, burgundy. It'll get there. And then, like I said, slow and steady. You'll get there to the other end. I wasn't going too fast. No lead foot Larry mode on this. Okay, just giving a nice guiding, a couple of guiding hands, okay? All right, now we're going to do it on the other side. Cut thread. Sorry for the small camera. And scoot it on down. and scoot it on down. And if you've had a project and you've been scared about trying to do something with it, and there's a couple, maybe some lines you can follow and then improvise the rest like I'm doing here, then go for it. Hopefully it gives you a bit of confidence. Don't be shy. You're never going to know unless you jump right in. And if you're really into the free motion, there's a free motion foot, and there's Silpat mats, and there's grippy gloves, and there's all sorts of other things that if you want to get into the free circles and movements and stuff, and ruler work, and, you know, all those lovely things that go along with quilting. And you can conquer a big project this way too. Just work from one side to the next and try to work from the centers out. And that helps evenly distribute your batting, your backing. You're not getting any folds or tucks or anything else like that. Okay, so that's these three or these four lines all done here to highlight this this section here, because I didn't want any swirly lines. I just wanted straight. So now I'm going to move to the end one here. Okay, and do the same. I'll show you what it is, just two purples and then the two blacks, and then we'll fill something in between, okay? Just do those little curvy lines. Okay, so I'll just do working on one side first. And I'm just staying on the purple. I'm just hugging the black, but staying on the purple, okay? And as you're pinning, making sure you're smoothing your fabric out, not getting any lumps in there. Sometimes it's easy for the batting to fold under itself, especially if it's been folded before. It has a memory, so it wants to go back sometimes to the way it was. So, okay. And that's how I'm working on this quilt top, well, quilt today. There's lots of things you could do on your domestics machine, so don't feel you can't put quilts together when you know when I know you can. You may have to do them in two sections and add a big binding in between, like a binding strip to put them together as a quilt as you go. So, you know, there's always that option too. And when I pinned, I tried to keep them out of the way of where I'm going to go, but you know, when it comes to the middle sections here, I may have to remove some. But I try to keep them in until the very end. If I don't have to remove them, then I try not to. Okay. All right, so that's the two sides of the purple. Now we'll do on the other side and the other side, and then fill some little wavy lines. And of course you could go the other way, but that would be a lot rolled up on the one side. I mean, but it's up to you. You can go on an angle, do straight lines. You can do, what is it, the half of the cross hatching, you know what I mean? Just angles all the way on the side and on the 45, and away you go. Such beautiful panel piece. It's got lots of gold in it. And it's even picking up more so because of the, you know, the border piece that I added onto it. It has lots of gold into it, gold and browns and a little bit tans and some greens. But you know, the greens almost necessarily just disappear because it's so focused up on the golds and the browns. So okay, and then stitching on the other side. Now, if you had black thread, I'd probably stitch right inside the blacks, all the way. And there's the thunderstorm. It's been happening off and on all day today. But, you know, it depends on your thread color. You know, let that be your choice. I tried to find gold, but, you know, I didn't really have anything that was, you know, suitable for it. So I thought, you know, I'll do gray. Gray kind of blends many different colors together. So it's kind of the neutral tone, right? Okay, so that's those two right there. Now I'm going to work in that section in between, okay? I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to visualize. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I want, you know, 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, or if I want to make them closer together, maybe I want 5 lines going on through here, or I only want 2, you know, just to kind of just gently break the space apart. That is completely up to you. You know, do some measurements if you want, so you know if you're starting off 1 inch from this side, you're going to end up 1 inch from that side, or close to the other, depending on what you're doing. Like, you know, I'm going to do like a gentle, hopefully kind of curve sort of thing, not necessarily serpentine, maybe not that dramatic, but we'll you know, we'll get there. So I don't want any like major ups or downs. I just want some gentle curvings like the landscape. Okay, now I think I'm coming. There's a pin right here. There's a safety pin right here, and I'm coming really close to it, and I don't want it to alter my design if we're trying to avoid it, you know what I mean? So now let's just pick it out of the way so I don't have to worry about it. I was coming back up on a little bit more of a curve here, and then back down again. Okay, like I said, just helping guide the fabric, letting the foot and the feed dogs do all the work, and then back again. Perfect. There's about equal portions from where I started and from where I stopped. Okay, now I want to go back over here. And now if you can see this line here, this is where you can either come and follow really close, or you go and do the opposite. You come in close together and you do the curves in the other way, so you end up doing like a little vase-y shape, or you know, a silhouette sort of shape. I'm not sure why I must have hit the foot. All the way back over here. Okay, so there again is the safety pin that I thought might be in the way. So now I'm making sure to remove it, and I'm going to make sure to put 3 lines in here. Okay, so I like this. Be about the middle, because it is the middle line. And I'm just kind of similarly following the shape I did the first time around. Okay, giving myself, but in the opposite direction. Like I said, just going like this. But that's up to you. You can follow it or do something different. Just try and make sure they're kind of evenly spaced. Okay. Come out close to the middle. Okay. So I know I'm going to have to come close to the edge there, so I might as well take this one out while I'm here. And we'll cut threads. And we'll do one more. Oops. You got picked up by yourself there. Okay, there. And now this one was close to the edge here. You don't have to make them matching, but because I have this little space to work with, I kind of want to make it as equal as I can. So come out. And then curve. And in a little bit. And out a little bit. And back in a little bit. And then back out a little bit. There we go. And that literally is how I'm going to be finishing this project. So here, I'll show you. Okay. Get up and I will show you. Come here, you. Oh, this was a pin. Okay. There we go. So hopefully Munchkin can get in on that and you can really see what I've been working on. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this Not Long Arm Wednesday. And you can see how pretty it looks here. It's upside down, but actually, you know what? Let's just hold the right side up so you can see. Okay. And that thread really looks pretty. And you're just giving it a little bit more depth and dimension to your panel, or your quilt, or your piece, or your whatever. Just give it some landscapey shapes, okay? So thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and we will see you on Weekend Project, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.